Clearly out.
No.
Lines are,
Obviously, you're blind.
no,
Just
There's
because
a
you
mark.
couldn't get there doesn't mean you're out.
clearly a mark.
No, I'm getting the umpire.
Time out. Have any of you ever been in this type of situation where you can't prove something and there's nothing you can do about it? I'm Emily, this is Kaylee, Zach, Hunter, and Sean, and we have a solution for you. This kind of frustrating situation happens in almost every single tennis match, which is exactly why our product is necessary. AccuLine Sports has the ability to prevent this kind of situation from happening not only in tennis, but in almost every other kind of sport as well. Our product is an electroconductive paint with sensing capabilities to call balls that are on the line. We'll go into more detail later in the presentation about how it works exactly, but basically it's going to prevent these kind of arguments at an affordable price. It'll also help prevent injuries to umpires and referees that stand in the way of the balls and players. We want you to partner with us in order to take our product to a wider market. We've tested our electroconductive paint in local Tyler high schools and colleges and have found it to be time-saving and hassle-free. These regional level customers have already experienced the benefits of our product, but we need your help to reach the national level in 1 year and to go global in 4 years. High schools and colleges don't have professionals to call their balls, and our product can act as that professional. Your money will be used to cover travel expenses and to build relationships with organizations such as the University Interscholastic League, Texas Association of Private Schools, National Collegiate Athletic Association, and professional leagues. The UIL and TAPS can give us access to place our product in public and private schools across the state of Texas. And then after we get, the UIL and TAPS will give us access to place there. And then after the rest of the nation sees that, our product will spread to schools throughout the other states as well. Becoming established with the NCAA will give AccuLine Sports the reputation it needs to be recognized at the professional level. Once we establish official accreditation, the demand for our product will grow exponentially and the rest of your money will be used for general product manufacturing. Overall, our mission is to innovate the way sports are officiated and to make the game more enjoyable for the players, officials, coaches, and fans. AccuLine Sports will change the face of sports because it'll create a cleaner and smoother competition. Now Kaylee is going to give you more information about our target customers.
So where AccuLine is used is mainly going to be for high school and collegiate athletes. As of right now, we have 30 schools in Tyler and 5 country clubs. We have 7 high schools, 3 colleges, and 20 middle schools currently using this for our tennis court. Now, AccuLine can also be modified, as you can see, for many different sports such as volleyball, basketball, football, and soccer. The yellow also represents where the paint would be, and the red dot is where a flag or a light would go to detect if a ball had hit the light, the paint. What this does for the satisfaction is giving no more wasting time over arguing over points. Me, as a collegiate athlete, I have experienced this, and it is very time-consuming, and you get very frustrated, and then you are off your game. You're not focused or anything. Also, this has, for television-wise, this will save time and have more fluid gameplay than cutting to commercials and continuing to argue over the point while the commercials are going for the fans not in the stadium. So there's ITA and USTA are used for middle school and college athletes for tennis. And it states, when a match is played without officials, the players are responsible for making decisions, particularly to line calls. There's a difference between when a player calls a ball and an official calls a ball. And the official is also able to overrule the player's call. An official can resolve a problem involving a call, whereas a player is guided by the principle that any doubt of the ball called of the opponent of the player must be in favor of the opponent. A player attempting to call a ball honestly but is too late and continues to play up the point may not call that ball once he has already played it. So kind of to dumb this down a little bit is when you are playing and say you saw a ball out, but you still continue to play the point and the point ends not in your favor, and you say, well, your ball was out three balls ago, you are not allowed to say that. You have technically said that was in, and that is done. That is it. For what the world would look like with IQ-Line would be no more arguments, no more wasting time, lower blood pressure, give you more focus to it, and also this is a safer environment for our officials. And Sean will talk more about this.
As Kay said, I'll be talking about some of the dangers that can occur to judges, and I have a short video that shows a couple of examples.
Judge.
Ladies and gentlemen, code violation and sportsmanlike conduct default. Mr. Nalbandi.
And as you can see from the video, some of the dangers that can occur, such as the last clip, a player getting angry or frustrated. They want to take it out on something, either tennis racket, the tennis ball, or they want to kick something. And another example from the video was the lady getting hit in the eye. As a line judge, they're taught to focus on the line and use the peripherals to track the ball so they can make the best call. And another example is what Kelly was talking about, players disagreeing. And sometimes they get really angry, such as Serena Williams a few years back, where she threatened to assault one of the line judges for a call she didn't agree with. And then the game ended because unsportsmanlike conduct, what happened with the guy kicking the line judge. And with our product, we want to reduce these dangers and reduce the amount of line judges to save these organizations money. According to the Wimbledon, this year they had 345 officials for their 18 courts. 5 of these courts had 9 line judges plus 1 line chair umpire, and the other courts had 7 plus 1 umpire. And to go with these 5 main courts, they had the Hawkeye system, which would be one of our competitors. It's also a line, electronic line review type of thing. So you can see if you want out or in. The way it works is it uses 10 cameras and a ball tracker, and a computer takes the data it collects from both the camera and the tracker to recreate the trajectory of the ball. And that's how they get the little 3D replay that they have to do. And another one of our competitors is the PlaySight Smart Courts. Now this is similar to the Hawkeye system, but it uses 6 cameras and it also uses a interactive touchscreen kiosk. And along with doing the line tracking, it also does player stats that you can share with anyone you want, your players, coaches, friends, family. And the price per court for the Hawkeye system is $68,000 to $70,000. And the Hawkeye system, or the PlaySight court system, is $10,000 per court with $700 a month. That goes into the maintenance and the cloud storage that they use. And Zach will be talking more about how our system works and how it goes.
So, as it was mentioned before, our system is, I'm going to have Kaylee hold this one. Our system works, we're focused for this presentation mostly on tennis. But the way that it works is Resnick, Halliday have a book called Fundamentals of Physics. And in that book they describe Ohm's Law. And Ohm's Law says that the voltage provided to a current, or to a sensor, the voltage is directly proportional to the resistance times the current. So as long as the resistance doesn't change, you can always know what the output current is going to be. So by using that knowledge, what we did is we've got a layer of paint here that is represented by the number 3 with 2 insulating bodies above and below. The whole sensor is about as thick as 2 sheets of paper stacked on top of each other. It's very thin. Number 1, represents the paint for whatever line marking you need for whatever court you're on. But the way it works is when a ball impacts the line, it's going to deform the shape of that electric paint, which changes its electrical properties. So if you take a wire and you stretch it, not as much current can go through it as was before. It was a bigger wire. That's why you need bigger wire for more current for larger appliances. So when you have this and a ball impacts it, it's going to create a spike in the amperage that you can read through it. And so you'll see that it did impact the line, and it sets off a strobe or a quick light to let the player know in real time that that ball hit the line. And I need to play it. Is that correct? Play the ones that hit the line? Okay, so I don't play tennis, I just design sensors. So what I'm getting at is that we can tell the difference between a footprint and a ball impact. We can tell the difference, and we know with absolute certainty that that ball hit the line. So that's one of the main reasons that AccuLine is unique, because when you have the Hawkeye system, that's a three-dimensional representation of what just happened. It's not what just happened. So if the camera's angle gets adjusted or somebody bumped it out of calibration, you don't actually have an accurate representation of what happened. Our system gives an absolute accurate, you know the light went off, it hit the line. Or the player's foot went out of bounds when they stepped on the line, if we set it for those parameters. Each one of these red dots, would, like she had said earlier, would represent a light, kind of in our concept design, that would give the player an ability as they're playing to, within their line of sight, see what happened. And it also gives the fans the ability to know that that will hit the line. That's playable. So it involves the fans more in the game as well as the players. And the difference between the play site, I'm sorry. The play site is the entire court is part of the sensor, and it's much more robust. Ours is strictly just the paint. So because it's just the chalk lines or the paint lines, it's much easier maintenance, it's much lower cost, and it can be installed after the paint of the court is done. You can retrofit it. It's not just on a brand new installation. The lifetime of our sensor is approximately 20 years. We've had really good performance out of them. We're new, so we don't have any that have been there 20 years yet, but we expect to see that these last 20 years, that they will continue to work. There are very few moving parts. There's not much that can be damaged. If a light gets broken, that's an easy replacement. Cut the wires, put a new light on, you're done. So overall, we've tried to design a system that is low maintenance, low cost, and is very accurate and very dependable. And Hunter is going to tell you more about why all of that could play into making this a much better product and much better for your investment.
Okay, so as far as our economic value goes, we got a really wide range of people we can reach here, starting at the base with recreational sports such as country clubs and sports clubs around the Tyler area that are always looking for something to get new members there. And with this system, that's just another plus for being a part of their group. And then we have UIL state sports kind of. Being state funded, money is low, but we are very affordable compared to our competitors. And we feel that it would actually kind of save them money not having to use so many officials. I don't know if you'll know this, but they have to pay an official, let's just say $10 a game. Over its lifetime, AccuLine will actually make you more money from that, saving money, not paying those officials. And NCAA, one of the most competitive leagues in sports probably, and has some of the most controversial calls. And I mean, just think about there's the USC Texas game, I guess that was in 2005, there's still calls from that USC fans will still get angry about, but that's all in the past anyway. So, the NCAA want to get in on this. Pro sports, they're big heads, big money. They always want the best. So, they want to pass up on this offer. And then we're not only trying to sell in the U.S., we hope to maybe in 4 years go global, maybe eventually be featured at Wimbledon or something. Okay, next. I'm going to click that. So for our price, we figured it'd be about $4,000 per court once we sold them. It's gonna cost us around $2,200 in sensors and paint and putting them down. So, I mean, that's a pretty good profit, but the average, tennis facility, like a high school in Tyler, has 8 courts. So that's at $4,000 a pop, is $32,000. And this may sound expensive but compared to our competitors, it's a lot cheaper. And that brings me to marketing. So 90% of the US population either watches a sport or participates in one. So it's easy to get to our consumers because they're everywhere. We can put them in sports magazines, ads, even like sports equipment magazines where people are buying baseball bats or tennis rackets and stuff. You just put a little ad in there, somebody sees it, they may want it. Stadium billboards, there's no better place to hit them than where they're going to actually see the court taking place. And we plan to offer, or have been offering, a couple of free test trials to UIL and NCAA. We also have been trying to get with sports officials organizations and players associations to kind of get them on board, because if they get on board, they'll tell whoever's got the money that they want these courts, and it'll be a lot better for everybody. So, in conclusion, what we're going to do with your $1 million is take our company to the next level, that national level, where we're going to be a sports authority in the sports world. And what we're willing to give you is 20% of our company, which includes a seat on the board so you can, be in on decisions. We're also going to give you 20% of owners' revenue per quarter. And we eventually hope that'll take us up to a global authority, and we'll be making a lot of money, and that'll widen our profit margin, big money returns. But in the end, we're also not just doing it for the money. We're here for the players, the fans, the officials that have to go through this excruciating pain of watching your team lose on a controversial call, or you yourself losing. So we're trying to help everybody. Any questions, direct them everywhere.
Isn't this taking away thousands of referee jobs?
Well, not necessarily when you look at it. We're not taking away all referee jobs. Like, was it you saying, Sean, that they have 12 referees for one professional? Now, you still want a referee to, like, in case somebody gets mad and starts throwing a racket, we need somebody to get ejected. But this will just help a lot more, like, with the accuracy of the calls. We're not saying they have to fire the officials. They can keep all 12 of them there, but there won't be any, like, disagreement when it comes to the play.
So the ball has to touch the paint, right, for it to work?
Yes, so like if the ball doesn't touch the paint, like
Right.
say,
The only reason I ask is, say like you wanted to paint a field goal post and to determine a way that if it changes color when the football doesn't go through the field goal post or not, that's what I was asking.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a really good question, but what our design was for, we are more about boundary lines and being able to tell in and out. And as far as we thought about going that route, but that is a much more robust.
So mostly volleyball, tennis,
Yes.
Volleyball, football would be the boundaries around, and you would be able to tell the
receiver.
player's feet actually are inbounds or out. You won't have that argument. And you, on the playback, you would see the light go off if it is called into question. So it further substantiates the referee's call.
yeah, because the referees still have to be there, because like in football necessarily, there could be 10 people touching on the line, but like our sensors are built to tell you like what section, that player's foot is on. That's the one in question. You can pull it up. Yes, ma'am.
Are you prepared for any type of legal defense if, say, it's a really huge game and something happens not necessarily agreed upon and someone blames technology hasn't been updated or so on and so forth?
Well, you'll have to take that up with our lawyer. He didn't make it here today, but I'm sure he is ready. He is prepared. I promise you.
Yeah, we have, that's a really good question. We have about a $4 million investment already in this product to develop it to the point of being able to put it on courts. So to get it this far, we've put a lot of money and time, so we're prepared to defend our product as far as we have to go.
How much would it cost me to change from PlaySide to your product? Because what I know from PlaySide is it's hooked to the court already. So if you take it out, you have to take the whole system out.
Well, that's a really that's a very in-depth question. So if you're going to take out the playset or play site, it wouldn't be something that we're trying to advocate for. We could literally lay our paint on top of theirs, and immediately it becomes active. All we have to do is have our paint down on the lines, and then it starts working.
Cause if you pay what, $10,000 for Playside, I don't know if you really wanna pay another $2,000 to rip it up. Just turn it off, stop paying your monthly fees, and we'll just put ours over the top. Yes, sir.
Grass fields, we would have to mow.
Grass fields, see, I'm gonna let our paint, guy over there take that.
So we do have a little bit of difficulty. There would be what's the word I'm looking for, a texture change at the boundaries, because you can't put a conductive paint through a black grass blade, it have to be on top. So I guess the best answer to your question is, that is still a difficult area we're looking to get really into.
Good question though.